Club, and in front of you we have a Ferguson TX-7140. I think I got that right, which is a colour portable TV from 1984. This, when it was new, cost £169 at Argos, as you can see in this advert. That today is the equivalent of roughly £520. Ouch. Now, as you can see, here's the ruler here. This bugger, from the beginning of the screen itself, is a 13-inch TV. And yes, it was one of the most popular TVs at the time, but now, because most people just chucked them away over time, or they broke down, they've become quite rare. This one is still working. It has some minor blemishes, and uses of signs of many years of use, but it works well. So let's have a quick look around it, and then we'll see this TV going. So on the front here, obviously we have the screen, which we will see being used later, and over here there's this curious little cutout thing which has no use here, but you can see it wobbling away. So obviously for some market or some idea they had, that was going to be used, but it was never implemented. On the right hand side we've got the power switch, the channel selectors here, as you can see, 1 to 4, heavily used, which means this was probably used into the early 90s, because channel 4 came out in the 80s. So bit of forensic work there. And if you want to tune them, which you obviously will do, you've got the tuning knobs here, which you can twist with your fingers, which is a bit of pain, or put a screwdriver in and do it that way. And you've got one for VHS. Above that you've got colour, contrast, brightness and volume, all rotary dials. This thing does not have a remote control. It is a very simple basic set. You get what you get, and that's about it, as you'll see on the inputs as well. Side profile, typical TV profile of its time. And on the back, yes, you've got a massive selection of 1 input, UHF, which can come from the built-in aerial or an external source, which is what we'll use, and a headphone socket, which some TVs of this period and later, if you see my other Ferguson, the funky colour TV, that doesn't have a headset, which this does, so it's got one up on it. Yep, and as we can see, it's 240 volts, 50 hertz, because it's the UK model, and another curious cutout there, which was never implemented, and underneath, unpainted, as we usually find with these things. Now, you may recognise this from another video, because when I first picked this up, probably a year or so ago, I paid £2.50 for this for a charity shop, and it needed a bit of a clean up, so I did a clean up video. I'll put a link to that down below if you are interested in watching that. But let's get an appropriate video and audio source, and let's fire this thing up. Right, we are back, and for today's video source we have a 1987 Ferguson Video Star. That should do the job, and an appropriate movie from the same year as the TV. So let's fire the TV up itself. Now this one does have an issue sometimes where that's just the test image from the video, the image will collapse to a single line. It's just doing it there actually. There we go. And if I whack it, it comes back. Doesn't more when it's cold, seems to. Might be a loose connection, but if you do know what's causing that issue, then please let me know. Press play on the video and we'll see. There we go. We'll see the TV going. Ta-da. Now I did forget to mention on the walkaround that there is a speaker is here on the left hand side as you're facing the set. Now, there we go. I'm playing with the knobs, so the image is a bit rubbish there, but there we go. And brighten it up. And there we go. Bit of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom running here on the Ferguson TX. So, yeah, it's a very simple set. Volume Yep, volume will go impressively loud, and it's a decent sound to it, even though it is just mono. I have spent many an hour watching videos on this from old video players and Betamax and stuff like that. So there you go, that's the Ferguson TX. Very simple set, not much more to it than that. But I hope if you're interested in this TV, this has been of some use to you. And if you like these sort of videos, like TV reviews or old tech reviews, then please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when future videos are actually coming out. You can also follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook group and Twitter. And if you want to support the channel, excuse me, cough there. If you want to support the channel, you can do through Patreon, and that would be most appreciated. So other than that, hope you've enjoyed this short review for this TV, and thanks very much for watching.
You need to quit being dirty. You're a dirty boy.